In October 2023, a globally recognized authority in project management standards released a guide titled Generative AI Overview for Project Managers, intended to help project leaders understand how they could incorporate AI functionality into the everyday work of project management. Let's take a closer look at some of the examples they included. First, the classic make or buy decision that comes up so often when deciding which resources to allocate to challenges. In the prompt fed to ChatGPT 3.5, we're told that outsourcing would cost $20,000 upfront and $5,000 per month for 6 months, versus a fixed-rate salary of $60,000 to use an internal resource. As you can see, ChatGPT provided a good answer here, including a set of clean tables and some text describing its calculations. Relatively simple, but pretty cool. A bit later in the guide, the model was prompted with a more complex challenge related to managing scope creep. Here, a mobile app's development has been derailed by a customer request to increase the number of devices the app can run on, extend the number of user roles that are serviced, and by adding 3 additional features. In total, we're told these changes would take 3 extra months and balloon the budget to nearly double the original expectation. The prompt then asks ChatGPT to create a requirements traceability matrix and provide some detail helpful in explaining the impact of these requests to the client. Just like that, we see a table assigning requirement IDs to each of these items, correctly distinguishing between the existing scope and new scope, and describing an impact and cost for each of these tasks. The next example is calculating some earned value management metrics, asking if a project is over or under budget, behind or ahead of schedule, and about the earned value, estimate to complete, and variance at completion, given a $100,000 budget and 6-month time frame, as well as the information that the project is 50% complete after 3 months and $60,000 of expenses. The model dutifully provides a table with a budgeted cost at completion, actual cost, percent complete, and several calculations. So far, it looks like we might be able to save a lot of time using these kinds of features. In another case, a prompt describes the relationship various stakeholders have to a project and requests the model create a power interest grid that might be useful in managing their engagement moving forward. The model produces a table with columns for stakeholders listed by title and name, power, interest, and where on the power interest grid we might find them, along with some descriptive text about each stakeholder and the value of a power interest grid. Now we're getting to a real time saver. In this example, the prompt provides information on 5 activities: their sequencing, their duration, and their dependencies. This feels like a good way to use GenAI to find a quick answer if we're still early in the planning process or just wondering how a particular change might impact our timeline. So here we are, a common and time-intensive project management task seemingly completed in seconds. Great, right? But before we start thinking of all the new hobbies we're going to take up with all the newfound extra time that we have on our hands, we need to stop right now. Something isn't as it seems, and right away we can learn a very valuable lesson about GenAI if we look just a little closer.